I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Ho, ho, ho.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, set me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kendi Beauty. So typically I wait until Vlogmas, like the month of December or later on, to show you guys the holiday makeup that I got either on Black Friday sales, or I've just been sort of hoarding to show you guys. And then I was like, oh shoot, Mother is releasing another collection, so I better go ahead and show you guys this stuff. So yeah, hopefully I can get most of this out before. I might just hold on to, like, we may do like a get ready with me, so maybe I won't show everything, but I did want to dive into these beautiful babies because I know a lot of us are going to be taking a look at the formula to see if we want to pick up the Quints that are now being released in her new Star Wars collection. Well, second Star Wars collection, I should say. So anyway, I figured, you know what? I've been meaning to get into these and test out the formula. And test out the formula and see what they're all about, but I wanted to show you guys. And typically, like I said, I wait to show you guys like the holiday makeup during the month of December, during the holidays, but every year now things are being released earlier, and so it's almost not even worth it. Like, it's almost, I should just go ahead and show you guys stuff right away, so then you can decide whether to pick it up on Black Friday sales, but then I won't have anything to film during the month of December. So it's like, I'm just kind of trying to figure out future Vlogmases how this is going to go, because this year has been nuts with the releases, and I cannot believe I was expecting another release from Mother Pat. I was, but I wasn't expecting it until after Christmas. So anyways, that being said, I've heard so much good stuff about these and I cannot wait. We finally have a 5-pan that's only $36. I'm super excited to dive right in. We'll do some looks and some juicy swatches. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, these are made in Italy, so that is super exciting for a 5-pan. Usually her smaller 6-pan palettes or even her quads are not entirely made in Italy unless they're all Blitz Astral shades. I don't believe these do have any Blitz Astral shades. They do have a 12-month shelf life, and they are 0.14 ounces, 4 grams. So let's dive right in. If you guys are new here, thanks so much for watching. Before you forget, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, tap that bell, and make sure you are subscribed because we've got a lot of makeup coming up between now and the end of the year, and I would love to have you join the family. All right, let's get right into some Pat Mcgrath. Okay, so we are gonna start out with the Nude Allure Quint. And there's not many matte shades to choose from, so I'm just going to go in with the brown matte shade first, using my Rougher 13. And I'm just going to brush that all over the crease. So I can say that this matte shade feels a lot. All of her mattes are usually buttery, but this almost feels like a cream to powder formula almost. It's definitely more creamier than her typical matte formula. So that's kind of interesting. Like I said, I just want to sort of like test out these Quints because that will help me. Hopefully it'll help you guys decide like what out of the new collection you want to pick up. And I still cannot believe that we're already like on to another collection mid-December. And that kind of makes me wonder if we're going to see yet another collection in January. Like last year, or was it Christmas? I forget. It was, I think, the 24th or the 25th. she released the Bridgerton collection. So, which I actually got. And I never showed you guys because by the time I got it, which was almost a month later, I did order it directly on her site. If I had known it was going to go to Sephora, I probably would have waited. But I did order it directly on her site, and if I had known it was going to take that long, I probably would not have gotten it at all. But, you know, it is what it is. And I believe that is the, alright, so now I'm going to go in with the, so Mahogany Angel, I believe, was the matte shade. And then I didn't realize there was names to the shades. And then I'm going to go in with Plum Eclipse, this silver shade, right on the outer corner. I think I am going to just go in with my finger first. The thing that I love about Quints or smaller eyeshadows is that there is some flaking. Ooh, I'm glad that I did not put my foundation and everything on now because there definitely is some flaking, but really, really smooth. And then these shimmers are definitely different as well. They're very creamy and sort of a putty-like consistency. Now I'm going to go in with this shade Coral Kiss on the inside. Okay, so everything is kind of blending together seamlessly, which is always a good thing. I'm going to go back in with a wet brush though, because I do want to see how these shadows apply. So I'm just spraying some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going back in with Plum Eclipse with my Moda Pro brushes. I just want to see if I can get some like more oomph. Some more oomph to the shade. Cause yeah, that actually I feel like makes a big difference. See how much more it's showing up now, which is, I mean, you can use them dry and they're beautiful. They're kind of like, it's like they're supposed to be like a sparkly shade, but they're not as, they have a pretty strong base. So I honestly think using them wet is gonna be, you know, but if you wanted that sort of like neutral nude look, you could definitely use them dry, because even dry they're very hydrating and very, like I said, sort of like a putty cream consistency. Okay, and now just doing the same thing, going in with a wet brush with the Coral shimmer shade as well. And it's kind of interesting because if you had asked me, you know, 6 years ago, 5, you know, when she first started coming out with her Mothership palettes, like, I never would have thought of like her just coming out with a more, you know, neutral sort of a shade. See, to me, it's like I want these to be like the Astral Blitz shade, but they're just not. I don't get that oomph that I get from the Astral Blitz shades. Like that really just dynamic reflection and just, and speaking of which, I mean, okay, now we're going to go in with the other palette, but speaking of which, like what is going on with that? Why I did not get the Moonlit Seduction, because it did not look like it was the same Blitz Astral shade. There was supposed to be special shades, but it did not look like the Astral shade, and I'm just kind of like, okay. Granted, I still do want to try the palette, but for $128, okay, going on in with the matte shade La Vie en Noir. But if, you know, I'm paying that much, like, for me, that's what makes her palettes so special is the Blitz Astral shades. Like I could, you know, her formula overall is nice, but I could really do with or without her mattes. Like usually her mattes are a bricky sort of red, brown, or like true brown. I think this is one of the first times. Well, no, maybe the subliminal. I'm trying to think if she's ever done like a black, which this actually on the swatch seems more like a grayish sort of charcoal black. So I just went in with some Urban Decay primer, and I'm going back in with my rougher number 13. So anyway, yeah, I just don't understand what is going on. Okay, this is not really... Not really what I thought it was gonna be. I don't mind, you know, trying new things, but her original formula is just so good, and her original palettes are just so great. I almost feel like somebody kidnapped Pat McGrath, and there's like, you know, where did the real Pat McGrath go? Is what I want to know, because I just feel like somebody else is in charge of her creative team or something. I just haven't really felt like her last couple of releases hit the mark. Now, I still need to test out the Mega Nirvana palette from this year, but I was not that big of a fan of her holiday collection last year. I have to be honest. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, her stuff is never bad, but it just wasn't that like cutting edge, artistic, like, I mean, and I get it. After, you know, how many launches, like what else can you do? But I think sometimes just sticking to the old classic, like do a mothership with that same Blitz Astral formula, you know, 3 or 4 shades, and then give us like a nice deep purple, or, you know, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more she could be doing, and I'm just feeling like the mark has been missed on so many levels for about, I don't know, I mean, I am a Pat McGrath stan. Was like the one when she came out with her first mega holiday palette, was it Odyssey? That was like the Star Wars, and I was like, no, this is still good. Like, I actually really love that palette. And I was still like, okay, you know, Pat, you're my girl. But then after that, I'm just like, I don't know. I haven't been a fan. Utopian Dreams, though, was a beautiful palette, and I regret not getting that sooner. I got that last year, and I still haven't really used it that much. If you guys want to see like a get ready with me with that, I think I already did one, but if you want to see another one, I just got to start, you know, really getting some better use out of some of my palettes, because honestly, like, I find myself gravitating more towards affordable sometimes, especially like this year, and then also just like older palettes. It's really been bizarre, and I don't know why. I kind of want to add the brown on this side, but I won't. I'm just going to go underneath, though, with the Noir shade. On this side, it's just not really, I kind of want it to be more black. And I'm going to go underneath of it on this side. Okay, I'm going to go in with Bronzed Mink with my finger first. I do feel like these shimmer shades in this palette are a little bit more showing up to the party, you know, showing up to the show. Like, they're, oh, I guess they're coming off. There's a lot of fallout in this palette, which I'm not really too thrilled about, but... And like I said, it's kind of like a catch-22. Like, I love smaller palettes because you don't have many options, but then I also don't like them sometimes because you don't have that many options. Like, how many looks can you really come up with these Quints? You know what I mean? All right, now I'm going to go in with, I think this is Lunar Luxury, which this is like the creamiest of them all. And like, oh my gosh, look at that silver. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, I would get this palette just for that silver shade. That is beautiful. All right, let me go in with my modem. So pretty. Yeah, see, I'm not really having to wet the brush in this palette as much, although you might be better off, even though these are like a putty formula, they do kind of clunk off. They do kind of fall off. So you might be better doing like a, you know, glitter glue or something. I wonder how they would be just because they're so creamy with a glitter glue. I don't know. There haven't been very many makeup releases this year that I've been like crazy about. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys feel the same way. Okay, so I just threw on some lashes and we are back for the final look. And I don't think I mentioned this, but literally I'm so behind on holiday decorations and everything. Like literally while filming, I was like, can you bring the tree up? And he was like, yeah. And so he like came and brought the tree up. Oh, and I think this is going to be the final decorations. I don't think I'm doing anything more. I say that, but watch. It's such a late start to everything this year. I wasn't that crazy when applying these Quints. Like I feel like they're a formula I don't have in my collection yet. So I am glad that I got them. But when I was applying them, I'm like, okay, everything's falling all over the place. And after now putting them on and throwing on some lashes, it's just like, she never, like anytime I doubt her, she never ceases to amaze me or surprise me. Like, I actually feel like this is a really, really pretty. I vavoomed this up. I applied a lot of the shimmer shades because I wanted that dramatic look. I don't think with these Quints you're gonna get like the old school Mother Pat McGrath Astral Blitz formula. You're not. However, I do really like this sort of creamish putty formula, and I quite enjoy these palettes for $36. I quite enjoy them, and I feel like the final look came out really nice. And like I was mentioning, when applying, you can sort of play these down and use them without a wet brush, and they're like this kind of sparkly formula. I wouldn't say they're transparent, but they're like not as opaque as a regular shimmer shade either. They don't have the shift, or I've got a hair in my mouth. They don't have the shift or like the, you know, wow factor that her Blitz Astral shades do by any means, but I mean, they're still really nice. The Noir shade, the matte sort of blackish charcoal shade that we put on this side, I feel like could have used some improvement. I mean, again though, we're talking a $36 palette, so I mean, how upset can I be? But the brown shade, the mahogany shade, I think it was called, on the Nude Allure palette, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mahogany Angel, it is an angel. Like, that is the smoothest, creamiest, and not even cream like Natasha Denona cream to powder. Like, I want more mattes like that, Pat. I need more mattes like that. It's like the smoothest matte shade I think I've ever come across, quite honestly. It's so buttery and so smooth. So I would like to see more of that formulation. Overall, like I said, I don't think I mean, I have very similar, but not quite this exact formula. So if you're somebody that is a Pat McGrath stan from the beginning and you like those coarser, ritzier, sparklier Blitz Astral shades, you might not like these palettes because they are more of like a natural everyday or everyday glam sort of a vibe. and I can't think of anything to compare it to, which doesn't make anything easier for the Star Wars collection, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna play with these Quints, and that's gonna help me decide whether I want to pick some of the Star Wars collection up or not, because quite honestly, I don't know. I wasn't that excited about anything, but now that I am really in love with these Quints formula, which, by the way, if you haven't gotten one of these, I mean, it's $36. She was having sales. I don't know if she's going to have any more sales, you know, but these are really good every day, and then just really good like every day with a twist of glam. Like I said, you can sort of play these up or play them down. They're really, really nice. I really, really suggest grabbing them for $36. They're made in Italy. Like, how can you go wrong? You know what I mean? But if you are somebody that likes that old school formula, I don't know that you will really enjoy these the way you would with a Mothership palette. But then again, it's not a Mothership palette. You know, these are $36. Those are $100, and well, the price has gone up over the years, but you know what I'm saying. You get the drift. So anyway, for me, I thought, oh, I would sit down, try these on with you guys, and like have a better idea of what I wanted to do as far as getting stuff for the Star Wars collection. So if you guys could help me out and let me know down in the comments below, like, if you want to see that collection at all, if you're just really not interested, and if you do decide to get that collection, like, literally may the force be with you, because her shipping is a nightmare, especially with these collab collections. So I'm just saying, and I might do like a will I buy it sort of a video, just to try to like talk myself in or out of grabbing. I'm still on the fence. I still can't decide, but I do really think that these Quints are absolutely gorgeous. I was a little unsure, but everything came together, and really just like, I think it's stunning. But you guys tell me what you think. I mean, for some people this might not be like, oh, you know, because they're very like sort of colors we've already seen, more neutral, like not that like artistic, shifty, like wow factor, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys' thoughts are. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't already, and yeah, I will see you all in my next video.
Christmas.